It's 3:30, everyone. Orchard, are you there? Yep.
I do have, it looks like I've got a quorum. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Vice Chair Foster. Marcia Hussey Wright. Chairman Hughes.
Here.
Commissioner Laring.
Here.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Here.
Commissioner May.
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick. Commissioner Skolnick.
Unmute your microphone.
That's annoying.
I'm here, Nancy.
Thank you, Commissioner Snyder. Commissioner Snyder. Commissioner Wilkins.
Here.
Vice Chair Foster.
Here.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Here.
8 present. Commissioner Snyder was not answering the attendance.
Thank you very much. Now, I have somebody whose microphone needs to be turned off. So anybody that is not a commissioner or the administrator or finance director, could I please have you mute your microphones? Still have somebody whose microphone is going.
Hey, Chair Hughes,
Yes.
I think if people if they're using both their phone and computer
Yes.
for audio, they need to mute their computer.
Okay. Did everyone hear that? If you're using your phone and your computer, please mute your computer. All right. Director Phillips, do you have any suggestions for me on this situation?
Your phone.
Ready?
Yes.
Let us pray. Dear God, we come to you today thanking you for what you have done through all the years. We know, Lord, that you are a deliverer. We have encountered many storms in life, but too often when problems arise, we cry out, wondering what is going to happen to us. Sometimes tragedies occur. We wonder why. Sometimes we get so carried away, we really forget who is in charge. We don't have to ask, Lord, do you care? Because we know you do. So today, we're asking you to heal this land. He has given us a promise, and we know that He will love us and will make it side. Our faith in you is our key to life. May God continue to bless us all.
Recording, right?
Amen.
Amen.
Great job,
Amen.
Billy.
Thank you, Realistine.
Thank you.
Now I would like those of you who are capable to please stand and we will repeat the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Laring, would you start us with that? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask everybody to have a little patience with us as we move through this. Now we are going to move on to approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Support.
And we are approving an amended agenda that we just recently got that includes the administrator's report on that, correct?
Correct.
All right. All those in favor, aye.
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 It's Marcia. I wanted to add an item to new business about informing the public in an easy way about what's going on.
Point of order, you can do that during new business.
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that under new business.
Okay, that's what I meant to do it. Okay.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion to approve the agenda, aye.
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 Oppose the same. That motion is carried. Now we will move on to approval of the minutes of March 15th and March 20th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion to approve by Realistine. Do I have a second?
I'll support.
Second by Commissioner Foster. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Oppose the same. That motion is carried. Now I would like to move on to our Health Director, Kathy Moore. Do you have an update for us, Kathy?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. As of 1:10 p.m. today, on March 26, 2020, we have in our queue 98 tests conducted on residents of Muskegon County. We have 3 confirmed positive COVID-19 results. We have 21 negative results and 78 still pending. I also just wanted to note, because there is a shortage of testing supplies, a backlog of test results pending, and limited diagnostic testing capacity, meaning the lab, it is very likely that we have many more COVID-19 cases in Muskegon County that are still undetected. That is why the social distancing and stay home is really important. I think I saw Commissioner Hovey right with the question.
Yes. Marcia, go ahead. Unmute your microphone. Marcia, you muted it, not unmuted it.
I learned, I can't remember where I learned it, but that somewhere they were getting test results within an hour. And if we could maybe explore how that might happen, or what testing, where they send the tests or how they do it so they get such quick results?
My health officers, along with the state of Michigan, someone bought that up. They were saying the 40-minute rapid test, and we were told that that was completely just a farce, just somebody claiming that they could do something that they could not deliver.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, do you have anything else, or are you open for questions?
I thought I would mention that I'm on at this point, John Snyder.
Thank you, John.
Okay, I just wanted to let everybody know that public health staff, especially our public health nurses and epidemiologists, is continuing to work behind the scenes. They are doing disease surveillance, contact tracing, and epidemiological investigations of close contacts. They are doing the management and distribution of limited medical supplies. We received 5 test kits from the state, and we gave all 5 to Mercy Health because they requested them. Both the FQHCs, Hackley Community Care and Muskegon Family Care, were going through the what they call the germ line, and it's really the infectious control line, and consulting with with Mercy Health, and then sending the patient to them if they needed to be tested. So we thought that was appropriate to send all the test kits we had to Mercy Health at that time. We are also supporting and encouraging the non-pharmaceutical intervention, what we call NPI, and that is just answering questions about the governor's executive orders and the CDC recommendations. That is it.
Thank you, Kathy. Does anybody have any questions for Kathy?
Kathy, Commissioner Valerian, I have a question. Have you had or requested anybody to be tested that has refused the test?
No, we have not.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you very much, Kathy. I appreciate that. Now, do we have any public comment on an agenda item? Seeing none, we will move on to communication. You will see there are 2 different letters of communication that they will be placed on file, and those will be considered part of our official record. Is there any comments on either one of those? Seeing none, we will move on to committee and board reports from March 12th, the Community Development and Strategic Planning Committee. We have a report from that board chair. We will move on to the Transportation Committee. Phyllis-Steen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Transportation Committee met on March 12, 2020. It was recommended,
Whoever just came online needs to mute their phone.
I think it's Phyllis-Steen.
Okay, sorry.
I'll start over. Thank you. The Transportation Committee met on March 12, 2020. It was recommended, and I move TR 200302 to approve the First Amendment to the original lease agreement dated February 1st, 2018 with SkyWest Airlines. TR 200303 to approve acceptance of grant offers from the FAA and MDOT for the funding of airports fiscal year 2021 capital improvement project, and authorize the chair to execute the grant offer. Executes contracts with CNS companies for the engineering and consulting services, and authorize the clerk to execute the necessary resolutions for the grant offer. TR 200304 to authorize the acceptance of a proposal from Light and Grooming in response to RFP 202374 in the amount of $132,000 and $580. And further authorize the chair to execute a contract for same. PR 200305 to authorize the Muskegon Area Transit System to publish the public notice regarding the fiscal year 2020 federal operating and capital assistance application, and to authorize staff to execute the electronic grant application if there is no request for public hearing. PR 20306 to authorize Matt to issue a request for proposals for a 2-year period, ad hoc, engine-related diagnostic and maintenance services on diesel and CNG buses and Cummins engines. PR 200307 to approve a contract with ARFF Specialists to provide airport rescue and firefighting live burn training in the amount of $9,400. Authorize the chair to execute MDOT Aeronautics ARFF grant 2020-0348 in the amount of $2,000, and authorize the clerk to execute the required resolution. PR 200308 to remove 50% of all MET buses from the roads during the coronavirus crisis for the safety of the passengers, so that 50% of the buses can be sanitized while the other 50% are on the road. TR 200309, the table motion TR 200308, due to lack of information and until after the special directors, elected officials, court administrators meeting regarding the coronavirus being held at 7:30 a.m. on Friday, March 13, 2020. And that concludes my report, Madam Chair.
And I'll
Thank you,
support.
Commissioner Wilkins. And we do have a support by Commissioner Foster. Are there any questions or comments on those motions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please? Clerk Waters, could I have a roll call, please?
Double check your mute button, Clerk Waters.
Kathy, could you take that roll call for us, please?
She's gonna get the sheet for roll call. 1 second.
Okay, that's great. Please remember to unmute your microphone so that you can answer the roll call. Thank you, Kathy.
Welcome. Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Foster,
Yeah. Did you hear me? Yes.
Kathy, can you hear us?
Okay, that was a yes from,
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
I can't hear them.
All right, here we go again. We'll try a different mic. Go for it.
All right, Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
yes.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney, Commissioner Nash,
Your
Nash,
microphone is muted. Please unmute your microphone.
Nash did call in.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder, Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
6 yes.
Thank you. That motion is carried. Thank you, Commissioner Wilkins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That's my report.
Now, we also have a resolution from our Community Development Strategic Planning, CDSP 20/03/02, to approve the Parks Department purchase of a new 2020 3/4 ton 4x4 6.6 liter gas pickup truck cab and chassis only with Parks Department funds. Do I have a motion and a second?
I will make that.
So
Motion
moved.
by Commissioner Foster,
Second.
second by Commissioner Hovey Wright. Any questions? Seeing none, could we have a roll call, please?
Madam Chair, I have a
Yes, sir.
question.
Yes,
So,
Zed.
hey, with the potential economic outlook for the county and for the best interests of the county, I think that we should probably decline purchasing new equipment, particularly in the Parks Department. We don't even know if they're going to be able to open this summer.
That is probably a legitimate concern. Is there anyone else with concerns or questions on this? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Laring.
No.
Commissioner Mahoney. Commissioner Nash. Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder. Commissioner Wilkins.
I think that we should hold up on this because we don't know what's coming down in the future soon.
Is that a no, Realstein?
Yeah, yes.
Commissioner Foster.
No.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Please unmute your microphone.
Yes, I think they could use this truck for maintenance now while the parks are closed.
Is that a yes or a no?
That's a yes.
Chairman Hughes.
No.
It's 4 no, 2 yes.
And that motion fails.
Madam Chair.
Pardon me?
Could I just ask a question, please? I'm a little concerned. I know that not Chairman, I knew that Commissioner Snyder was on the call. I don't understand. I don't see Commissioner Mahoney, but it's odd that he wouldn't have called in or done something. You know what is Commissioner Snyder not active? Is that what's happening here?
I can't answer that for you, Bob. His microphone is muted.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I think that if we allow time to review this, we can look at the future. We don't really know what's coming down, and we could review this at a later date, can't we?
That's true. It can come back to us at a later date. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. All right, now we are going to move on to the chairman's report and committee liaisons report. I think under my report, you will notice that we're under a lockdown. And I ask everybody to continue to be as safe as possible and do all the recommended things that come down from our governor and our president and our health department, and stay safe and keep everybody else safe too. I'd like to move on to are there any liaison reports that we have today? Seeing none of those, I will move on to the chairman's report or the administrator's report, please. Mark, would you unmute your microphone or yeah, unmute. Perfect.
Good
Mr.
afternoon,
Administrator.
everybody. Yes, the executive order that went out from the governor on 2020, executive order number 21, we're up to 25, I think.
Okay.
Discussed many items in there, but it also described critical infrastructure who needs to be working. And along with that, it overlapped ours that we did on March 13th. Ours went into effect on March 16th through April 5th, and the governor's went from March 23rd to April 13th, so there is an overlap. What I'd like to discuss is ours ends on the 5th, and go and let our order in, our local one with our staff, and then start on March 6th with the governor's one, because the governor one has a lot more exceptions that who can be working, who cannot be working. And mainly it's obviously, for example, is the jail, public works, wastewater, finance, IT. So there's a lot more exceptions for that to be worked. And as longer this goes, I think it's important that we follow the executive order of the governor and have those exceptions as she listed in her order.
Administrator, I agree with you, and I would like to make the motion that we continue on with our program until the date that the governor has indicated that this would exist.
And I'll support that.
Thank you. Are there any questions or
What
concerns?
I want to
Yes.
be clarify is that ours is coming to the end. And
Right.
Go ahead and let ours end, and then
Then we
pick
will
up on this 6th.
extend it out, yes. That
Right.
was, your second was for
Agreed.
too, Gary? Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
I support.
Any questions or concerns?
So
Seeing none?
I have a comment,
Oh,
Chairman
yes,
Hughes.
Commissioner Larry.
So, my concern with this is we're all non-essential county employees are still being paid their full wage and salary. If we extend this on, I'm making a recommendation, that we would lay off the non-essential employees to the county.
Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing
I'm
none,
making that a motion.
there is a
friendly
motion on the floor, Zach, right now. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Commissioner Foster seconded that motion.
Thank you.
Could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney. Commissioner Nash. Commissioner Skolnick.
Bob, would you unmute your microphone, please? Unmute your microphone before you talk.
Okay, yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Snyder. Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Request clarification. This is to lay off everybody that is non-essential?
No, this is to keep things exactly the way they are as we move forward to the deadline of the governor's request, of the
Oh.
governor's statement.
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Kathy, did you get that? It was a yes from Commissioner Wright.
Yes. Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
Yes.
6 yes.
That motion carries.
Hey, I have a comment from Charles Nash. He texted
Yes.
me. He said he voted yes on that one.
Okay.
But he does ask that we need to hold off on other votes until he makes sure the functioning is correct for him. He cannot comment or vote, and he would like to take a moment to try to connect,
Okay.
or that we don't continue until we get it fixed.
And what seems to be his problem? Did he tell you that?
Commissioner Nash, can you hear us? I'm waiting on a text.
Okay.
He says, yes, he can hear us. He just cannot respond or vote. We cannot
Okay,
hear you.
Does he know to unmute his microphone?
I'll text him. Give me a minute, please.
All right.
Chairman Hughes, would it be appropriate to request a 5-minute recess.
Support.
I'm sorry, Bob, what did you say?
I said, would it be appropriate to request a 5-minute recess while he can't figure it out in 5 minutes? He's
Okay,
over.
we can do
Support.
that. We'll take I don't think that needs a motion. We'll give him 5 minutes to get that straightened out.
So, hey, I'd like to remind fellow board members of our Opens Meeting Act private chats on this going on around behind the scenes of this open board meeting. Would not be advised with the Opens Meeting Act. You can't call your buddies.
Do you see anybody doing that?
They can do it on their phones while they're or texting each other. There's some
Well,
issues going on with this.
Certainly any of the, I don't see any of the board members doing that. So, and that's where the Open Meetings Act comes in.
I'm just reminding board members of that.
Certainly, and I appreciate that.
So I am actually trying to get a hold of Ken Mahoney and Snyder to see what happened to them.
Marcia, please don't do that on a board meeting.
Well, is somebody gonna make sure they can get on?
Maybe Kathy could give him a call.
John was on. I don't know what reason he is not responding, but I'm certainly he can hear us, and if he would respond, he could.
This is Mike Homier.
Yes, Mike.
Reaching out to those board members to ensure that they can join is not a violation of the Open Meeting Act.
Okay. John did check in, and I don't know if Commissioner Mahoney did or not.
Ken was on earlier.
That's what I thought too. I don't know why he's not there. Marcia, please mute your phone or your
Computer.
iPad or whatever you're on. I appreciate the patience of everybody on today.
Commissioner Hughes, could you
Yes.
test, make sure Commissioner Nash hears?
Yes, Commissioner Nash, can you hear me?
Yes, could you mute your phone?
Yes.
No, let's test Commissioner Nash. You vote yes or no? Just let me know if you hear me. I got Commissioner Nash on, and I have Clerk Waters coming up here. Well, is he on mute? You call on your phone like a.
He was calling back in.
Could you call on your cell and just have him sound like I'm having Charles?
Oh, sure.
And you could do that with Ken Mahoney. You can do that for Ken Mahoney.
Chairman Hughes, are those all dead animals? Oh,
Go ahead, Bob.
are those all dead animals behind you?
Some of them are alive, Bob. There's those that are running around are alive. Thank you very much. And that motion carries unanimously.
No.
Administrator, would you like to move on?
Yes. Let me grab it.
B. You're on B.
So item B here is to remove the payments of the accounts payable of $1,108,692.24, covering the period March 14th, 2020 through March 25th, 2020 for checks as presented by county clerk.
I will make that motion.
I will second it.
Motion by Commissioner Foster, second by Commissioner Snyder. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash. Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes,
9 yes.
and that motion carries. Thank you very much. Mr. Administrator?
So item C, move to extend the authorization to the board chair and Ways and Means chair during the COVID-19 crisis to review and approve or release all payments being made. These payments will be brought back to full board retroactive approval.
Do I have,
That motion.
Gary will make the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
And we have a second by Commissioner Snyder. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns?
Madam Chair, I have a comment.
Yes, Commissioner Larry.
So I don't know why we would do this when we seem to be able to meet electronically like this. And then once, if they're passed and paid, what's the point of bringing them back to the board in a month from now? I think we can meet electronically like this if necessary to approve these payments.
Commissioner Harvey Wright?
Yes. What happens to any bills that you decide not to pay?
That's a question that would have to be brought up, figured out. I guess we've never had that situation. Anyone else?
Yeah, this is Commissioner Mahoney. I
Yes,
tend to
Commissioner
agree with a rare event. I'll agree with Commissioner Laring. There are more on the Ways and Means agenda. It should just be an open public meeting so the discussion of those bills can be made in an open session rather than have them done and then just rubber stamp later on. And we can do it electronically.
Okay.
Madam
Anyone
Chair?
else? Commissioner Harvey Wright?
Yes, I would agree with Ken
Thank you.
and Commissioner Laring that we need to follow the procedures of using virtual meeting like this.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
could I
Commissioner
ask
Foster.
the administrator what his purpose was on the issue of the finances? Possibly an example?
Mark?
I didn't hear the question.
Beth, why would we need this motion to go through and for the financial department? What would be the purpose?
So that checks can get paid timely. I was not aware that we would be having these impromptu board meetings on a regular basis. So we cut checks every single week. And I just didn't want to hold up vendors getting paid. And we have seen that other counties have taken this action.
Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney,
No.
Commissioner Nash, Commissioner Skolnick,
I'm going to vote.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yeah, wait a minute. Did I mute it? No. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to vote yes, but I'll go either way.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
I'll go no.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
Wait. 5 yes and 4 no.
Wait, I
That-
thought. I
That
thought
motion
this
carries.
was Laring's motion.
No, it was already a motion on the floor. That was discussion.
I guess I need clarification on what we just voted on, because I might have.
The motion before, the motion. So now they got me confused.
We just approved to allow the chairman of Ways and Means and the board chair to approve payments if it needs to happen before we can meet again.
So my vote is no.
Right, we already had that.
Did you have her as a yes or a no?
So the ones that I had as yeses were Commissioner Hovey Wright, Commissioner Skolnick, Commissioner Snyder, Commissioner Wilkins, Chairman Hughes. The ones I had as no votes were Vice Chair Foster, Commissioner Laring, Commissioner Mahoney, and Commissioner Nash.
And my vote should be no.
So
We've already voted. Do we need to vote again on this?
I would recommend it, Madam Chair.
Mike, what would your recommendation be?
Well, I think that Commissioner Hovey Wright meant to vote no based on her comments in supporting Commissioner Laring's comments. And so I think she's clarifying that she voted no.
Okay. So do we need to vote again, or do we need to just change your vote?
You can vote again if you need that clarification to make sure that everybody's votes are appropriate.
Clerk Waters, what would your recommendation be on this?
I had given the vote being 5 yes and 4 no. I would recommend that we take another vote.
Okay, I would recommend that too. Let's vote again.
Commissioner Mahoney, this is on to extend the authorization of the board chair. So here we go. Commissioner Commissioner Mahoney,
No.
Commissioner Nash. No. Commissioner Skolnick,
No.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
No.
Vice Chair Foster,
No.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
No.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Chairman Hughes.
No.
That is 8 no and 1 yes.
Thank you very much. This was very confusing. I mean, I feel like the board is uncomfortable with that, and in that situation, I think it's something we don't need to do. Administrator, would you like to move on?
Yes, thank you very much. The next item D, authorize the human resource to notify employees that paper payroll checks will no longer be provided and that they need to elect either a direct deposit or a debit card from this going forward.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Support.
We have a motion in support. Does everybody understand that?
And who did second it?
Commissioner Laring.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call on that too, please?
Commissioner Nash.
Charles has a question.
Okay.
Commissioner Nash has a question.
Will the debit cards be of any cost to the employee?
The question was, will the debit cards be a cost to the employee? I would say no. I mean, we shouldn't be charging them to take their check.
I wouldn't think so either.
And I would vote yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes,
9 yes.
and that motion carries.
Item E, Move to approve the resolution authorizing the Muskegon County Parks Department to apply for the grant from Michigan Natural Resource Trust Fund for the Nugent Sand Property Acquisition Project located in North Shore.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Motion by Commissioner Harvey Wright, second by Realiston Wilkins. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, do we need a roll call on this?
Yes.
Could I have a roll call, please, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder. Yes. Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes,
8 yes, 1 no.
and that motion carries. Thank you very much.
Letter F, future board meetings. And I sent you out a calendar. There's no motion necessary here. We're just going to try to get back into the normal flow, whatever that means, right?
Okay.
Right.
So our next meeting would be Thursday, April 2nd. We don't
Okay.
have anything next week because I moved the full board from next Tuesday up till today.
All right.
There was no other items except what I had today. So our next meeting would be the 2nd and then the 9th, full board on the 14th, and Ways and Means on the 21st. So the next time items will be approved for full board isn't till the 14th, which is 3 weeks away. So I might, depends on when he's paid, might have to bring something forward on a full board. Just laying out what the calendar looks like, and we'll try to start having directors submit their agenda motions for the Ways and Means, Courts of Public Safety, Human Services. Public Works might be canceled because there's no agenda items, but we will have Community Development and Transportation at this point.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Harvey Wright, did you have a question?
Yes, given what was discussed about the paying of the bills, if we need to have an extra meeting so the bills can be paid on time, I certainly don't have any problem with that.
Okay, thank you.
Is it the 14th that we have our next one? Full board for doing?
It's this April 2nd.
Okay.
No,
Those are committee minutes.
April
Correct,
2nd,
Mark?
yeah, April 2nd, there won't be a meeting because we canceled that one already.
Okay,
So we had today a full board, so we won't have another full board until the 14th of April.
the 14th. Will there be a committee meeting before that?
On this April 2nd and April 9th.
Okay,
Is that timely enough for paying the bills?
1 second, please.
Nothing, well, we'll still be running weekly check runs, so certain bills will automatically go out because they have been approved in another fashion, either through some board action, like approving a contract or whatnot. It's only the ones that are considered to be held checks, which if you saw today's board meeting, of the $1 million that was for your approval, only 17,000 of that was actually being held for your approval to go in the mail. So
Okay.
it just depends week to week, what invoices come through, what we have to hold for your approval. So I can't actually tell you what the number is from
Right.
1 week to the next.
thank you. Mark, did you have anything else?
Complete your report.
No, but it does complete my report, but I do want to go back to the first one because I just want to make sure that we had some people not hearing completely. And the motion was to approve the authorization of board chair and county clerk to sign the resolution to declare the state of emergency with Muskegon County due to COVID-19. We've had, in our region, we have 6 other counties who have done this. And I also have Rich Warner on the phone who can answer questions, but it really would help local things internally to the county as well as external. And it's kind of in the summary there. Go ahead.
That motion did pass, correct?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, make sure everybody understood it.
Understood.
Good.
What intent was with that motion.
Okay,
Any questions on A, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you.
Commissioner Harvey Wright?
That's my report.
Yeah, so just to clarify, we operate under our resolutions until the 5th of April, and then we switch to the states till the
Correct.
13th of April.
And we do an act, the emergency management for our county
Right.
at the same time, so that
Declaration of
we
local state
we
emergency
follow
in
along.
Muskegon County.
Yep.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Now we will move on to old business. Is there any old business to come before this committee?
Madam Chair, I have a
Yes,
comment
Commissioner
for
Larry.
old business. So
Mhm.
this is probably a question for Mike, but using this app seems to have some abilities for private chat within the app. And I don't know that is compliant with the Opens Meeting Act.
Well, it's certainly compliant as long as it's not used. So I can't tell which, like for instance, during this video conference, I've seen chats pop up. So I don't know if they're going to the entire group, if they're sent at all, or if you have the ability to chat just with individuals. Regardless of whether you do or not, you cannot use that electronic chatting in order to deliberate on public policy under the Open Meetings Act. That is to say, Executive Order 2020-15 does nothing but allow the Board of Commissioners to conduct meetings electronically, but there was nothing under the Open Meetings Act generally, or since the Executive Order 2020-15 that would allow a quorum of the board to communicate by electronic means such as email or chat in order to deliberate on public policy.
Okay.
If
Thank you
that
very
makes
much.
sense.
So if I can ask just this question again. So Mike, you're telling the board members that we cannot use the chat portion of this app during the board meeting?
Yes, I would not. What I would tell you is you can't use it where you have a quorum of the board. Plus, it obscures that transparency. If there are public issues or public discussion, then you should do that during the meeting. But you may want to check too, because I suspect you can turn some of those chat features on and off if you're hosting the meeting. I'm not particularly familiar with WebEx and all of the controls that they may have.
Thank you very much. I'll get with Sean and see what we can do on that, or Ivan or somebody from the IT department, see what we can do on that. Make sure that we have that turned off. Thank you, Zach. Anyone else? Any other new business?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
So it's Commissioner Laring. Most of the country is laid off right now, and we have been paying the unessential employees for the full pay for the last 2 weeks. I would like to make a motion that we lay off the unessential employees until we resume business as normal.
I'll
right.
support that for discussion, as I have a question for the administrator on it.
All right, that motion, we have a motion and a second. Do we have discussion on that? Go ahead, Mr. Foster.
Mr. Mark, would that be a wise move with our current employees to take that step or not?
We have a list of non-essential and essential, but that was just for the first few weeks. Most directors are rotating those folks through, and they are on call to come in at any one time. It does have lots of problems associated with layoffs due to the fact of bumping in rights of the union. So we got to make sure we follow that as well. It's just not as easy as taking the essential list and laying them off. Also, out of roughly a little over 1,000 employees, non-essential is 100, so it's around 10%.
Thank you, sir.
So, Commissioner Laring again. So the company that I work for has laid off 90% of their work staff, and we're not the only company that is going through this situation, and we do not know when this is going to end. It certainly isn't going to end in 3 weeks. So I think that we need to make some prudent cuts to prepare for the financial implication that this is going to have. It's going to be a devastating financial impact on this county, and we need to be prepared to start making some cuts. And I think it would be prudent for the taxpayers in Muskegon County to lay off the county employees just like they are being laid off.
Anyone else?
Yes,
Madam
a comment by Mr. Nash.
Yes, Commissioner Nash.
Yeah, my comment on that is that that is something that I think that we could look at in the next few weeks. But I think that it would be more appropriate to maybe have the directors decide what percentage or what amount, or maybe we could just give them a percentage and they decide what people that would be based on their needs and necessities to keep things going as it is. But I think right now it would probably be more appropriate to hold with the vote that we already had, keep those on until the 13th and then figure out where we go from there.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash, and I certainly agree with you on that. Through no fault of our employees are they laid off.
So I have a comment to that, Commissioner Laring again. It is no fault of any employees, and we have 50% of the state of Michigan unemployed currently. And I find it unfair that the unemployed people of this state are paying the bills. We are paying our staff full pay right now. And certainly mainstream America is not getting full pay. They're getting unemployment benefits.
Thank you, Commissioner Laring. Is there any other comments?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'm gonna agree with Commissioner Nash. I think we should revisit this on the 14th, but it is what it is.
Are you, does that mean you're pulling your second or what's happening?
No,
here?
I'm gonna keep my second so everybody
Okay.
has a voice.
All right. Anyone else?
This is Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes.
We're a service industry, and at a time when our citizens are going to need more and more services as they need and their financial situation changes, I'm reluctant to downsize our staff.
Commissioner Laring has a comment to my friend's comment. So we are not providing those services right now because they're staying home at full pay.
All right.
I
Anyone
disagree.
else?
All
Yeah.
of those
Commissioner
things
Snyder has
are
a comment.
still functioning.
Commissioner Snyder, go ahead.
Well, I agree with Ken. I think we need to get a recommendation from each of the department heads as to essential and non-essential employees before we go ahead and make that decision.
Thank you, John. Marcia?
Yeah, am I on?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think the idea of revisiting this on the 14th at the next full board meeting, and as the previous speaker said, to have each department head reevaluate. I mean, I'm sure there are people working from home. We're learning how much we can do from home with technology. So let's revisit this on the 14th with some more information.
All right.
Susie,
Anyone else?
yeah,
Bob, go ahead.
I'd like to wait till the 14th, but I'd also like to get a clear idea of what the state is going to do about this. There's some issues with laying.
I couldn't hear that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
or-
you break it up.
I don't know what they're saying. Can they hear?
Yeah,
we can
speak
hear
into
you,
the
Bob.
microphone. Speak
Okay.
closer to your computer.
All right. I'd like to know what this is. The state paying all of their employees at this point?
Yes, they are. Yes,
Okay.
they are.
So I'd like to know what their plan is, and we really need to understand what all the options are here, because if you lay somebody off, then laying them off, they'll get unemployment and whatever government subsidy they would get, but they lose their health insurance. The other
That-
option is possibly, and that's a big deal. The other option is some kind of a furlough, which would they wouldn't get paid for a certain percentage of their time, but I'd like to just wait a little bit longer. I know we're gonna have to do something. I mean, it isn't fair. It isn't fair that they get paid and everybody else doesn't, or many other people don't.
And I have a comment on this too, and I agree with Bob on this. I think that we have to look at the situation with our employees. Right now, we're requiring that they be available to come in if we need them. And if we lay them off, they lose their insurance. I just think this is a time that we need to stand behind our employees and support them. They're public servants too.
Madam Chair?
Philistine, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to see us revisit this and make sure that we're doing what we need to do, because we don't want to do something and make a mistake and come back and it'll create chaos. So I think we need to revisit this.
And I think when we I think this motion is to stop is, would you read the motion back, please?
Yes, it's to lay off unessential employees.
Yeah.
And discontinue their pay.
Thank you.
So I have one more comment, Madam Chair, if I may. Okay.
Yes, go right ahead.
So I'd just like to remind the board that we don't work for the directors or the county departments. We work for the taxpayers of Muskegon County.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Nash.
No.
Commissioner Skolnick.
No.
Commissioner Snyder.
No.
Vice Chair Foster. Commissioner Hovey Wright.
No.
Commissioner Laring.
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney.
No.
And Commissioner Wilkins.
No.
And Chairman Hughes.
No.
8 no, 1 yes.
And that motion fails. Is there any other
I had
new
something
business?
that I wanted to bring up.
Yes, go right ahead.
I didn't get a chance to comment during the presentation by Kathy Moore,
Yes.
and she's still available.
Yes, she is.
I was wanting to ask, is there a reason why the tests come back so slow? Because I noticed that we had over 40-some tests that were needing approval over the past week, but we've only got back half of those. So I'm wondering why it's taking so long. Is there a reason for that?
This is Kathy Moore, Public Health Director. Yes, there is a reason. The state labs can only process so many tests at a time, and they are getting an influx of tests from all communities across the state. So the last I heard, their capacity was 300 tests processed per day. And they prioritized those communities that had known positive cases, just like they allocated the funding on the known positive cases as of last week, Thursday. We had 0, so we did not get additional funding. We got the base funding. But yes, the reason for the delay in processing the test is because the lab can only process so many tests per day.
Okay, have they also looked into any way to try to expand that?
Definitely. I think the governor as well as the president have looked at ways to bring commercial labs on board to help, and also to explore some more rapid results that Commissioner Hovey Wright referred to. It just hasn't been fully implemented yet.
Thank you. Commissioner Hovey Wright, did you have a question?
Yeah, Kathy, didn't you say that Quest Labs was going to help with testing in Muskegon County?
Yes, Quest Labs has been approved, and the latest report I got is that they have processed 3.
Oh, so they don't all have to go to the state?
No, they don't all have to go to the state, but it depends on where the provider sends them. So, yeah, the provider sends it to whichever lab they decide. I think one of the best possible scenario would be if our hospital's lab could build their capacity to test right there at the hospital. That's the best case, but they're just not there yet because nobody would have predicted this problem at this magnitude.
So just
Thank
to
you.
I
add
would definitely like
information there,
the hospital expand their lab testing. With the positive tests we have here, we don't know who those folks have been in contact with. So we really don't know if this thing is spreading faster than we know.
Commissioner Harvey Wright?
yeah, the friend of mine in Rotary, his waiting surgery, necessary surgery. He's been through, like, you wouldn't believe all the medical problems, serious ones, and they can't do the surgery he needs because they can't get the test results. And it's like 12 days. I mean, there's like hundreds before him. So this is not an acceptable situation.
And we understand that, but it's certainly not our health director's fault.
No,
Right.
I know.
We are, and so we are aware of that particular situation, and we did call the state on Tuesday. We asked them to prioritize that test, so they did move him up in the queue. And so we're hoping by tomorrow we'll get results, because it's my understanding that a lot of the tests that are prioritized has been returned in 72 hours. They really initially did not put him up in the queue because he did not meet a lot of the priority criteria. But once we told the state that he is waiting on a critically needed surgery, and he can't have the surgery until we get the results of the test, they moved him up.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that there was a lead story in the New York Times today. They've started selling do-it-yourself kits for this in Great Britain. So I don't know how long that's going to take to be approved here, but you'll be able to do it yourself. I don't know.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
could I ask that the administrator give us an update on the 14th, next time we all meet, on the unemployment status, if it's a feasible or unfeasible motion?
Okay.
I'd like to add to that.
Charles, Commissioner Snapp.
I was just hoping that we could look at a couple of different scenarios when it comes to that possibility. And if all, we could get that information before that board meeting, so we could at least be able to review it.
With your permission, I'd like to add in furloughs as an option versus layoff.
I think that would be a very viable option if we have to move forward in a different direction. Thank you. So please get us some information on that too. All right, is there any other new business?
Yes.
Commissioner Harvey Wright.
Yes, I've been hearing from the public that they can't seem to get any information about what's going on with the county. And I tried myself to find it on Facebook and the website and couldn't. Now, I'm not that adept at it either, but if we could find a way to have like a site for to get the latest information about what's happening in the county and what, what services are still functioning, what, just the quick page report or something that's kept up that people have easy access to.
Okay, we can take a look into that.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll look into that. And I asked Kristen Barnard to work on that specifically with each department this week. So we'll start getting those out. One today on Public Works. So Kathy Moore, if you go to their website, is up to date.
I saw Kathy, but that's
and so
all.
did I believe Patrick updated his yesterday. So I haven't been to all the websites. So if any directors on here now, please share with us that your website's been updated.
Perfect. Thank you.
People will have to go to each department website.
Yes.
Yes. Commissioner Hughes, this is Christine Morris from Wastewater. We did put it on our webpage and it is on Facebook for our page, so we did put that on there.
Thank you very
But we're
much.
closed. And as we get more information, I'll make sure that it gets updated.
Okay, and Brandy Carlson says that the Health West has got theirs up on 4 different sites, so. And I know we have a Facebook page and our website, both have a lot of information on them, so.
So it's in different places. Okay.
Yes, it's in a lot of different places. I think if they just look around, if they just Google Muskegon County or go to our website, they'll be directed to a lot of different places. They have a lot of different information from different departments. Anyone else?
Chairman Hughes?
Yes.
I wanted to report that when we had the directors meeting this week, I expressed a challenge with just getting sort of the video message out, and Julia from Health West volunteered, and Mark also encouraged that. And so we have been in contact with Julia's PR people, and they are helping us write the script, but they're also going to help us produce quick videos that that actually update the community as well as inform them and direct them to the right place. My very last plea is that, we do believe that COVID-19 is positive out there amongst the community. So the best way is social distancing, and we do need more people in our communities to be leaders in helping us spread the word. I think there's still people that's getting together socially or, going to each other's houses, and that's not going to help us alleviate this or combat this.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that information. Appreciate you looking into getting that word out too.
And I would like to remind everybody that there's a coalition between United Way and the foundation, and they started a fund for the coronavirus help. And they encourage people to donate it to it. So I encourage people to look for that. There's a link on United Way and foundation websites so people can donate. And so agencies can request help.
All right. Thank you. Now, is there any public comment?
Commissioner Hughes, I do have a question on for Mark Eisenbarth and Beth Dick about the county's provided debit card on that topic. Is the county providing the debit card, or are the employees themselves going to have to get their own debit card?
Good question.
Okay, I'll have somebody get back to you on that, Christine.
It'll make a difference. I mean, if they're going to provide a card like they do for the Social Security benefits, they provide a debit card, or if the employees got to get their own. That was the reason I was asking.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, are there any final board comments? I'd just like to say I appreciate your patience with this. It's a new venue for us, and I was very pleased with today, and I'd just like to thank all of you. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A motion and support. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.
And good night.